A dead battery is annoying. A dead battery plus a damaged electrical system is expensive. Jump-starting a car looks simple. Connect two cables, start the donor vehicle, wait a few minutes and drive away. But one wrong connection, one careless spark, or one bad assumption about the battery can turn a routine jump start into a damaged battery, blown electronics, or an alternator repair bill. Modern vehicles are especially sensitive because they're packed with computers, sensors, modules, and sophisticated charging systems that weren't designed to tolerate careless electrical spikes. Today, we're exposing 6 stupid mistakes people make when jump-starting a vehicle, why each one is dangerous, and the safer procedure you should use instead. If you've ever grabbed jumper cables in a panic, this could save you from turning a $100 battery problem into a 4-figure electrical repair. If you want practical automotive advice that helps you avoid expensive mistakes before they happen, subscribe to Car Care Xpert and turn on notifications, because every week we uncover overlooked maintenance problems, common driver mistakes, and smarter ways to keep your vehicle reliable. Number 6 is connecting the jumper cables backward. This is the mistake that can cause the most immediate damage. The positive terminal on one battery must connect to the positive terminal of the other, while the negative connection must ultimately provide a proper ground path. Connecting positive to negative creates reverse polarity, and that can produce a massive current surge through electrical components that were never designed to handle it. Depending on the vehicle and exactly how the cables are connected, you could blow fuses, damage sensitive electronic modules, or create dangerous sparks around the battery. That's why you should never rely on cable color alone. Look directly at the battery terminals and identify the positive and negative markings before connecting anything. The positive terminal is usually marked with a plus sign, while the negative terminal is marked with a minus sign. Keep the clamps separated while making the connections so they cannot accidentally touch each other. And don't rush the final connection. Take a second to verify the entire cable path before starting either engine. A 10-second inspection is much cheaper than replacing an electronic control module. Number 5 is connecting the negative cable directly to the dead battery without checking the manufacturer's procedure. This is where modern vehicles make jump starting more complicated than it used to be. On many vehicles, manufacturers recommend connecting the final negative jumper cable to a designated engine or chassis ground point rather than directly to the negative battery terminal. The reason can include reducing the possibility of sparks occurring directly beside a battery that may be releasing hydrogen gas. But there's another issue. Modern vehicles can have battery monitoring sensors, intelligent charging systems, and specific jump-start terminals designed into the vehicle. Connecting to the wrong location can interfere with the vehicle's battery monitoring system or simply provide a poor ground connection. The correct procedure depends on the vehicle. Check the owner's manual for the designated positive and negative jump points before connecting the cables. If the manufacturer specifies a grounding stud, use it. Don't assume every vehicle should be connected the same way simply because an older car used a different procedure. Number 4 is trying to jump a battery that's physically damaged or frozen. A completely discharged battery isn't automatically a reason to replace it. But a battery that's swollen, cracked, leaking electrolyte, badly corroded, or frozen is a different situation. Attempting to jumpstart a visibly damaged battery can create unnecessary risks, particularly if the battery has been exposed to freezing temperatures after becoming heavily discharged. A frozen lead-acid battery can potentially crack internally or externally, and charging a damaged battery is not something you should attempt casually. Before connecting jumper cables, inspect the battery. Look for cracks, bulging sides, leaking fluid, or severe damage around the terminals. If you see obvious physical damage, stop instead of forcing the jump start. Also remember that a battery can appear dead because of something other than the battery itself. A failed alternator, corroded cable, poor ground connection, or electrical drain can leave a healthy battery discharged. Jump-starting the vehicle may get the engine running temporarily, but it doesn't solve the underlying problem. Number 3 is revving the donor vehicle like you're trying to launch it. This myth refuses to die. People often connect the cables and immediately rev the donor vehicle aggressively, believing that higher engine speed will force electricity into the dead battery faster. That's unnecessary and can create unwanted voltage fluctuations. The charging system already produces electrical power at normal engine speed. In most cases, the donor vehicle should simply be running at a normal idle or according to the manufacturer's jump start procedure. The goal isn't to generate maximum alternator output. The goal is to provide a stable electrical supply while the disabled vehicle's starter receives enough current to crank the engine. Modern vehicles contain sensitive electronic systems, so deliberately creating unstable electrical conditions is a bad strategy. If the dead vehicle doesn't start after a reasonable attempt, stop repeatedly cranking it and diagnose the problem. A jump start isn't supposed to be a substitute for troubleshooting. Number 2 is leaving the jumper cables connected too long or repeatedly cranking the dead vehicle. Once the dead vehicle starts, many people assume the longer the cables stay connected, the better. That's not the objective. A jump start is meant to provide enough assistance to get the engine running, not to recharge a completely discharged battery through the jumper cables. Repeatedly cranking the engine is another common mistake. Every failed attempt draws a tremendous amount of current from the battery and the jumper system. If the engine doesn't start after a reasonable attempt, stop and determine why. The problem could be a severely discharged battery, failed starter, fuel delivery issue, ignition problem, or something completely unrelated to battery voltage. Once the engine starts, allow the vehicle to stabilize according to the manufacturer's instructions. Then disconnect the cables in the reverse order of connection, keeping the clamps away from moving belts and fans. Don't let the metal clamps touch each other while they're still connected to either vehicle. And here's something many drivers misunderstand. Driving away doesn't necessarily recharge a dead battery completely. The alternator is primarily designed to maintain battery charge and supply the vehicle's electrical load. If the battery was deeply discharged, it may require proper charging with a suitable battery charger. If the battery repeatedly goes dead, have both the battery and charging system tested instead of repeatedly jump-starting it. Number 1 is ignoring the vehicle manufacturer's jump start procedure. This is the mistake that ties everything together. Modern vehicles aren't electrically identical, and assuming that every car can be jump-started using exactly the same method is asking for trouble. Some vehicles have dedicated positive and negative jump points under the hood, even when the actual battery is located elsewhere. Some have battery monitoring sensors attached to the negative terminal. Some manufacturers specify exactly where the final negative connection should be made. Hybrid and electric vehicles have entirely different procedures and should never be treated like conventional gasoline vehicles. Before connecting the cables, check the owner's manual. Identify the approved jump points, cable sequence, and any warnings specific to your vehicle. If the manufacturer prohibits conventional jump starting or specifies a particular procedure, follow it. If you've ever made one of these jump starting mistakes or had a battery refuse to start even after connecting jumper cables, tell us what happened in the comments. Your experience could help another driver avoid an expensive electrical mistake. Don't forget to subscribe to Car Care Xpert and turn on notifications, because every week we uncover common automotive mistakes, hidden maintenance problems, and practical ways to save money while keeping your vehicle reliable. Thanks for watching. Use those jumper cables correctly, protect your electrical system, and we'll see you in the next video.